Alright, so I told you I was gonna make a video about CIA promotionary stuff. And so like I had told some people that I always had a dream of being in the CIA at one point. When I first started like really breaking through the call it what you will. You know what I'm talking about. And so there was one point when I was at a car dealership and trying to get a vehicle, and for whatever reason, the ownership of the vehicle called the cops on me. And mind you, my car didn't have an inspection sticker that was valid at the time, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyway, the cops come and they pat me down, which I did not like at all. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like being touched to the point because I was so tapped in, or so it would seem. And I remember this specific cop. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus because he's a good dude. But when they asked me a name, and they asked me who the president was, which is crazy because that's what they asked me in state hospitals. That's a whole different story. That's earlier in my life. We'll make a story about that too, or a video about that too. And when he asked my name and I told him my government name or whatever, and he wrote my name on a piece of paper and showed it to me, he wrote the M and he pointed to the M, and the M of course stands for probationary period of CIA, kind of like Men in Black, you know what I'm saying? Hence why those movies are very prone to people that, you know, can see what they actually mean, the truth within them and stuff. Anyway, there's that. And then not too long after that, I'm driving around. Of course, people are still following me everywhere. I go to the church that I grew up in, Greenbrier Presbyterian, on a Saturday, mind you. They don't have church service on Saturday, but yet this whole church is packed. And I walk in there, and guess what the preacher is preaching about? And Jesus, talking about me, and the higher ups are letting all this happen, and I suppose he didn't like being, you know, touched by the police because his body is sacred, and this and that, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't want to hear any of this, because honestly, I did feel some type of way, and I felt some type of everything was going on, because I feel like they were just laughing at me, and they probably were, and maybe it was all just a joke to them, whether it was real to me, whether it was real or not, and it was definitely real in many ways, because I already explained how the spirits and stuff, some of the spirits experiences I went through, and you can check that out in the video of, you know, Random Truth video, Random Truth Spirit, this and that. I'm gonna relabel it. I ain't labeled it yet, but I'll do that. But yeah, and you know, it's another thing about my earthly dad or whatever. Whenever I would talk, when I told him I'll see out of probation, you know, he just fucking laughed and like, shit. So you say, shit. Okay, whatever, dude. You need to go to the fucking hospital. Blah 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 blah. And like, if I try to tell him any of this, he just fucking not listen, try to cut me off, or try to degrade me, or gaslight me, or, you know, dark empath manipulation, you know, whatever the case may be, narcissistic, whatever, you know. And it just was terrible, you know. So I just stopped talking about any of it, you know. Of course, when I had come back and lived with him the last time, when he realized I was healed and I wasn't the same person, he was actually trying to manipulate me into becoming an older, traumatized version of myself, because I guess he was jealous of me and my mom's relationship, because I was able to understand her and I had higher emotional intelligence, and, you know, just was very patient with her and whatnot. And he was trying to step up his game and be the same way, and it's just like he got more and more agitated when it wasn't working. I mean, anytime I was in the house, he was always doing stuff like, don't worry, I'm gonna get you when your guard is down, I'm gonna get you when your guard is down. Sure enough, when I was upset about missing my kids, He manipulated the situation and assaulted me and pressed charges on me. But hey, it is what it is. I don't think that's going to work out too well now. I really just rather have all the charges dismissed and be done with it. Because I know I'm not guilty of really hurting this man. And anyway. Yeah. But as far as the CIA stuff goes, when they realized that, and I realized, like, I don't want to kill nobody at all. I was like, well, I don't think it should be CIA, because they definitely like killing people that deserve to be killed, which I honestly might have used to have a problem with, but I absolutely don't have a problem with it anymore, because some people just need to go. Like, no BS. Like, I used to have this point where I want to save everybody, but at this point, some people just need to go. Like, bots or not, like, they in the way. They keeping this world a less kinder place, and they're not gonna change. So they need to go if they are really in the way, and I'm okay with that, because I'm not doing it, and I couldn't do it probably if I wanted to. I don't want to kill nobody. Now, if there was a situation, I suppose, if someone I really love is right beside me, and they're in danger, and I gotta kill somebody to protect them, well, yeah, I'm gonna pull that trigger. You dang right. I'm going to protect, because that's what a real man would do anyway. Protect the ones they love, especially the children and, their family. And be there for, whoever they can, especially their blood, And it usually it's supposed to start with, your close immediate family, branch out to your family, and then community, and then go from there, bigger community, states, so on and so forth. But you can't do any of that if you can't take care of yourself. The problem is I can take care of myself. I'm financial savvy enough to do it all. And the stuff I don't know, I can learn along the way, Easily. I could easily learn it all. Which that I know enough to do what I need to do if I just had a place, to sit down and do it. But at the same time, I don't really care about money that way. But this isn't about that. Sorry about the tangent. It's about CIA conversion stuff. And, yeah. So they was laughing at me in church and talking about me, and they ended it abruptly. And then the pastor came up to me and asked me if I was right, and I just stood up. I walked out. I threw my phone in the trash can, and then I went in my car and I left. And that's actually that night or the next night is when I actually went to that bar and everybody followed me. I didn't have my phone with me, and I sat down and talked to somebody in the bar and said, "Well, you better get your phone." So that's what I did the next day, was go get the phone. But, yeah, that all happened. Anyway, that's it for the CIA probationary. For now, anyway. I might go into more details later. But, as you know, regardless, as always, much love. Not even lit.